I just watched a video on Tasty where they turned a potato into milk. And I have a feeling that potato milk might be a bit too starchy to turn into a milk. It might have a different texture. So let's get going. First thing that we need is actually to soak some almonds. She used some almonds in the recipe. Now, there's no measurements in this recipe, so I'm gonna kind of eye it up. I'm assuming for like a potato this size, it's probably gonna be maybe a 1/4 cup of almonds. Otherwise, you know, I don't really get the point, but. So I'm just gonna cover these with hot water just to blanch them. I'm gonna boil the potato, but I'm just gonna peel it and toss it right into the water so that way it doesn't start to oxidize. Normally when you're making like a plant-based milk, it's 1 cup of the thing that you're turning into milk to 3 cups water. I know I'm gonna get a ton of comments from people like,
don't peel your potatoes, you're losing the nutrients.
Now I'm just gonna toss this onto the stove, bring it to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, I'm gonna set a timer for about 15 minutes. I'm just gonna check it to make sure that they're fork tender. Okay, so 15 minutes might have been a little too long actually. These got super tender. Now, and then as she says, 3 dates and then some cinnamon. Now I don't know how much water we're gonna need, but I'm gonna use the hot water here. I'll start with a cup. I'm gonna do 2 cups because I think we're gonna need at least that. Let's blend. Okay, and it's thick, that's real thick. Ooh, that was almost bad. But I think we're gonna need probably 4 more cups of water in here. As long as we drizzle it in slow, it won't bind up those starches. So at this point, we should have, ooh, just splashed all over me, a kind of a creamy milk. It is. Okay, so I just got my bowl, a clean milk bag, and I'm just going to slowly start pouring it into the bag and squeezing it out. Now this is probably gonna be a mess. I don't wanna do too much at a time. This is coming out pretty good. Better than what I thought.
Just a little squeeze and milk in my potatoes.
And as it's cooling down, we're getting slimier and slimier and like kind of grosser and grosser. I'll be honest, it's getting a little gross. Okay, so this came out better than I expected. It's a nice, creamy looking milk. I mean, it does look like a cream, like a full fat milk. I'm gonna give it a taste. It's warm, so it is very thick. It's very much like a cereal milk, but it's honestly, it's not that bad. Like I kind of enjoy it. It probably needs to be a little sweeter. Yeah, I like this. So I'm gonna turn this into ice cream. I think it's gonna be like a really good vanilla ice cream. I think the textures of this is gonna make something like really smooth, really airy, and I think it's gonna be good. So I gotta run to the store, which is gonna be plenty of time for me to tell you about today's sponsor. Temu is the #1 free app on the App Store, and it's because everyone can find their favorite items at wild discounts. You all know I love my little spatulas and tiny whisks, and I've been needing a new knife sharpener for a while, and that's where Temu comes in. It's Temu's 1st anniversary and they have a surprise sale. Happy birthday, Temu. You can find thousands of items, all for just $1, and it's only on the Temu app. Like that nut milk bag I used earlier in the video, it was 98 cents. And my favorite spatula, 88 cents. And a lot of you have commented how I needed a new funnel and I finally got one. And this one has a cool little filter insert, which that's kind of awesome. I'm gonna use the heck out of this. You can actually head to the Temu app right now and search code DKC3579 to see my page and everything I've mentioned here, and get a $100 coupon bundle. That's wild. And that knife sharpener I bought, set it up last night, 38 bucks, and it works incredible. My knives are gonna be crazy sharp now. Finally. So gang, click the link in the description below and search code DKC3579 to see my bundle and get a $100 coupon. Temu, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for just all the awesome little kitchen things. I love them. Okay, just got back from the store, needed to grab some dry ice. I think this is gonna make great ice cream. On another note, I did sit down and I just watched the video where Merle tried it, and what happened to her is exactly what I expected this to be like. I think adding the hot water in and keeping it hot made a big difference from it not binding up, and I added more water than she did. But her results are exactly what I thought was gonna happen. But either way, even having this, it's still creamy enough to where it's gonna make just a great ice cream. So let me show you how to do it using dry ice without an ice cream maker. It's super easy. So you gotta be careful with dry ice. You can't touch it, otherwise you're gonna get burns. We need to get this into small chunks. I'm probably gonna break this and then blend it. I think that's about all I'm gonna need. I've just been storing this in a cooler. You don't wanna put this in your freezer. I think it even tells you. So I'm just gonna toss the lid on here and pulse. I think I'm just gonna take out these big chunks. I put way too much in. Toss this into some water for some fun effects. Ooh, that'll be fun. And then what we end up with is like a snow. No big chunks. I'm gonna run it, now that I got those bigger pieces out, I'm just gonna run it one more time. Okay, that's perfect. Let's get started with the ice cream. You could do this in just like a bowl with like a hand mixer, but I'm gonna be using my large stand mixer. I think that's gonna work really well here. Now, since we have the fog going on in the back, I'm actually gonna open the window up just to let some more fresh oxygen come in. That'll be my luck. You guys get to see me pass out on video here. I'm gonna use the whisk attachment. I think you can use that or the paddle attachment. They'll both work. And I'm gonna start with 4 cups of milk. I think that'll be, you know, a good starting point. Potato milk, 4 cups of potato milk, potato ice cream. Now I'm gonna do a decent amount of vanilla in here. God, probably, I'll measure it out, maybe 2 tablespoons. Tablespoon and a half, tablespoon and a half. 2 tablespoons might have been too much. And now for the sugar, it's gonna be about a cup. You want a decent amount of sugar to kind of cream this up. Okay, and that's it. That's the whole ice cream recipe. If you wanted to add some other stuff, you totally can, but I'm just gonna mix this together. Now that that's creamed together, now I'm gonna just start adding about a tablespoon of our snow at a time. Now, I'm not gonna add anything else in until I can see the ice cream and see where we're at. Do another tablespoon. I mean, and this is just fun how it is, to be honest. I'm gonna get in with my spatula here in a second to scrape the sides down and just see if we have any frozen, nothing frozen yet. We're starting to get there. Just really foamy at the moment. Let's get started again. Bowl is starting to get nice and cold, so that means something. That feels good. It's a little thick, a little watery. It might need maybe just a little bit more dry ice. I'm gonna blend up just a bit more dry ice. We'll toss that in there. That should be about it. A little bit longer, I think this is gonna be good. Definitely, ooh, it's frozen to the side. And about 3 more tablespoons of dry ice and we should be good to go. Just wanna see, boom. I mean, that looks pretty, I feel like it melts just a little too quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss this into a container, throw it into the freezer. I'm not gonna put a cover on it because I do want any of the remaining like dry ice to gas off. Other than that, it should be good. I'm excited to see what Monica has to say. Okay, I mean, I think it firmed up pretty good, but it's still soft, you know? I mean, it's not like, I think in the future what I would do is I would actually add a bit of fat to this. I think if this had some like coconut oil, would firm up even more. It's missing that fat, which is in ice cream. But other than that, this should still come out pretty good. Now just for fun, I have some dark chocolate little nibs here. So before I top this, I just wanna see what Monica has to say with the ice cream without the chocolate.
Hey.
Yay, okay. So.
Want me just to dig in?
Yeah, dig in, see what you think, and then describe it if there's any tastes to it, you know, like what it might be.
Well, this tastes great. It tastes like vanilla ice cream.
Right? Mm-hmm. Would you get any hint of what makes this ice cream?
I know what it is.
Oh, you do?
I think you told me, but I don't get any hint of it. Like potato, right?
Yeah, it's potato. I don't remember telling you.
Yeah. It does not taste like potato at all to me.
No.
It just tastes like ice cream, like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, it's really good vanilla ice cream.